What's going what's going on, y'all? About to send this link out, then I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So give me 1 second, y'all. All right, just sent the link. So there's a few setups we're going to be looking at. So we're still going to be looking for buys on the JPY pairs if price can break above this level. All right, cool. So me and the members went for 2 trades last night. One trade hit TP2 before the news, and in this trade we entered before the news. And as you can see, it wicked us out. This was the news candlestick, and then literally the next candlestick. Oh, well, no, let me not say that. The next hour, price went right back and then did the move it was looking for. So I don't know if any of the members re-entered that. But so yeah, we're going to be looking for GA buys. We're going to look for another position if price can break above this level here. So we're going to be going for buys on here. I'm going to mark that off. Yeah, it already did a strong pump to the upside, but I can see it breaking this level and continue pushing up. We do have news later on today, though. We have the ADP, ISM services, but that's at 8:15. But that's most likely going to affect a lot of the pairs in the markets. But we're still going to be looking for buys. So we're going to wait and see if price can break this level or not. And then watching GJ, we're going to see if GJ can break back above this level as well. Yeah, if it can break above that level, I want to go for buys. Then we have this pair retracement. And the same thing here. We can hold this level. I'm going to look for buys. But the JPY pairs have been doing a crazy pump literally since last week. So we might see some retracements. So we're just going to be watching, see if it can hold this level or not. We got about 3 minutes to the next 5-minute pops up. We're watching gold still. As you can see, gold basically took a nap after it hit this height yesterday. We entered this gold buy on yesterday's live. It just broke this level. But again, we got some high impact news going on today. So it could just play around until that news goes off. But we are looking for buys still. And the same thing with the indices. We're looking for buys on the indices as well. But I wouldn't be against the retracement. And we're about to hit some highs, like some highs again. We haven't been this high in a very long time. Last time it was this high was literally around this time last year. And then the last time before that was August 2020. So we're about to hit a height. Last time we hit this height, we saw a huge downtrend start. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens at the end of this week and what happens next week. Because as we can see, we haven't been this high. We haven't broken that height in a while. As you can see, price is just, I don't think we've broken that height in a while. I have to Google to see if we ever did it, but as you can see here, it hasn't been any time recently. Let's go on the weekly. Yeah, even on the weekly, price is just showing it's been this low. Yeah, this says 1924, 1973. So we might see all-time highs this month if price continues to push up, which would be interesting. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens today and later this week with gold. But we're just following the structure. I'm still looking for buys. All right, GJ pushing back up. Yeah, so we're just patiently waiting right now. Yeah, so we're gonna see if it can close above this level, and then what the next 15 looks like. Indices, I'm gonna look for buys too, but they're playing around right now. You might see a repeat of yesterday, but again, we have news, so I'm not really expecting too much action from these pairs until a little bit before New York, to be honest. But I am still looking for buys. We could see some retracements. We do have an imbalance on the daily. We've already seen a retracement here, a retest. But I want to see price continue to push up. I want to see price hit 41.25 at least today again, if not 41.50. And that's if it continues to push up. But I am looking for buys. We did hit this order block to the left. Whoops. Yeah, so we do have that order block to the left. So we could see a possible reversal. So if we're going to hold this level or break above 41.08, I'm going to look for buys. But if it breaks below, I'm going to pay attention. We could still look for buys underneath that level. But last time price hit this height, we can't ignore what happened. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting second half of the week for sure. But we're just following the structure, still looking for buys. But if price does push down, and we're gonna have to do a halt, observe, and see how it reacts to those levels, and then go from there. But that's the game plan for now with the indices and gold. The New Zealand pairs, we went for a buy last night on it. We hit TP2 on GN. Then when the news came out, it caused price to rip to the downside. So we could be seeing a possible reversal with the New Zealand pair. So I am leaning towards sells. As you can see, this is the news candlestick last night. We had Australian and New Zealand news last night at 10 and 10:30. So I am looking towards sells on these pairs. I do like EN. So we're going to be paying attention to EN, GJ, EJ. I like these pairs right here. We got about a minute and some changes to the next 15. So we're going to see what this next 15 looks like. Haven't entered any of these trades yet. Those just joined the stream. These are just trade ideas. But I am about to write some of these up. Because like I said, we might be jumping into a few of these pairs this next candlestick. Yeah, so I'm about to write these up right here. SL for this, I'm looking at 83.25. Looking at 83.25 for this. Got about 20 seconds to the next 15. So I'm just writing these up right here. Yeah, so we're going to be looking at EJ. We're going to be looking at NJ. We're going to be looking at GJ. Our new 15 just started. Yeah, I like that right there. Yeah, so I'm about to write these up here. I'll go ahead and post the disclaimer in the free Telegram. Those just join the stream. Make sure you hit that first one description, join the free Telegram. Linked down below. And make sure to read the disclaimer I'm about to post. There we go. I just posted it. And we're going to go over how we did yesterday and this week so far in a second. I just want to pay attention to the charts for the first few candlesticks. But let's see here. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I like GJ right here. I like NJ right here as well. Yeah, I like these pairs right here. All right, so this is what we're going to do. So the stop loss for this. Yes, I like these right here. EA still pushing up. All right, the indices look like they're trying to push up. Yeah, so I like these pairs right here. Yeah, so I'm liking GJ and I'm liking NJ. So I'm about to write these pairs up. I'm still looking at those other pairs we were talking about, but these are the ones we're going to be watching for right now. Give me 1 second. SL for this, I'm looking at 164. $164.5. Yeah, so I'm just writing these up right now, but I do like how these are looking. Yeah, so I'm gonna enter these right here. So I'm gonna enter NJ. All right, so I'm in NJ. So I'm about to write the TPs up for that. I like how it's pushing up. And plus, it's still bullish. Still slowly making highs. So the goal is we're going to see if we can hit 83.90. And then depending on what the news looks like, we're going to see if we can break that level today or not. That's the game plan. So I'm about to write the TPs up for this. Yeah, so I'm about to write the TPs up for this. Again, it's going to be first link in the description. And we're about to see what it do. Like always, though, we're not betting half our account. We're risking the same amount per trade, same percentage per trade, all that good stuff. All right. All right, so I just typed the TPs in the chat. We're a couple pips away from the first TP. We're about a pip away. We might hit it in a second. But I got to type up some stuff for the members really quick. Then we're going to go over how we did yesterday and this week so far. But you should be able to see it on your screen already, how we're doing this week so far. But I'm going to show y'all in just a second. But also, again, if y'all click that first link, you'll be able to see all that stuff as well. Give me 1 second. I feel like I got to sneeze, but it's not coming out. Give me 1 second. All right, so we just said TP1. To mean the members hit TP as well. All right, cool. Again, make sure to read the disclaimer, but we are slowly pumping up right now. So we are blue on the screen. So we're about to see if we can push and break through the next TP. We got a new 5 minute about to start in a second, like literally about 50 seconds. So we're going to see if it can break through this level of traffic here and make a new high. So that's what we're going to be looking for right there. Give me 1 second. 164.60. Cool. All right. I'm done typing now, so now I can kind of focus better. All right, so we hit the first TP. Make sure to read the disclaimers, but when TPs are hit, it's either going to reject or break through. All right, so we're targeting key price levels where price is going to hit, but determined by the volume, I should say, will depend if it can break through that level or not. So we got a new 5 minute that just started. And then in 5 minutes, we got a new 15 that's going to start. So we're going to see what that looks like. Indices pretty much are doing what I expected. Again, I'm not against retracements because I'll just kind of make it a little bit easier for us to enter when the news comes around the corner. We do got news for the USD pairs today at 8:15 a.m. EST, and then 10 a.m. EST. We got the non-farm employment change, then ISM services. That's pretty much it for today. We had Australian, New Zealand news last night during Tokyo session. That's pretty much it. And then Thursday, 8:30, we got USD and Canadian news unemployment rates. Then Friday, of course, we have the non-farm employment change. So pretty standard first week of the month, new month, week, new quarter. Pretty much the same news we get every new month. Nothing crazy, nothing new there. So we're still gonna watch EN to see how it reacts to this level, because I wouldn't be against going for a sell here. But if price is going to continue to retrace, we're just going to simply let it do its thing. But yeah, so I want to see what this next 15 looks like and go from there. G8 did just break this level, so I want to see a retest because it has been doing a nice pump. Again, the news wicked, hit the level underneath it, then shot back up. So we did take a loss on this trade, but literally the next hour ended up doing the move we was looking for. A little unfortunate, but that does happen. That's just trading. It's going to happen to you a few times. And if you're paying attention to the charts, you'll be able to re-enter and or hold the trade depending on how you set your stop loss. But that's not the first time. That's not going to be the last time that happens. That's just a part of trading. But at least I know my analysis was correct. And if the news didn't go off and act violent, we could have not got wicked out and we could have made that move, but it's all good. So we're going to watch and see if price can hold and stay above that level. Again, I'm not against a buy here. And if we zoom out, price is looking nice and bullish right here. We did catch a nice sell on Monday, but as you see here, after that drop, price shot back up off this level of traffic and then created a new high. Whereas it would have kept on dropping, then we could have went for a solid downtrend or reversal. But since price shot back up, price is now bullish again, which is why we went for the buy last night. But we got wicked out before the move happened. But it's a nice rejection wick on the daily. So depending on what the news does, we could see price continue to fly up. So we're going to wait for the next 15 to see if it can hold this level. And if it can, we can go for a buy. But I wouldn't be against retracement either. We could see a possible retracement down to here and then a pump to the upside before New York also. But either way, I'm looking for buys. I'm not against a buy here, or even down here where their initial buy entry was. But yeah, the game plan for GA is buys for today, unless price literally breaks back down below this level here. So that's the game plan there. So we see retracements happening with the JPY pairs. So we're going to see what the next 15 looks like and see if it can hold this level. Because we did jump a little bit early into the trade, but it did break the level and it did meet some of the rules. But we're going to see what this next 15 looks like, because like we went over, if it can hold this level, it can be bullish. And we can see price continue to push up. But we also can't ignore the last time price came this high before the small short downtrend we had. This is also where price rejected. So we're going to see if we're going to meet the same fate, or if price can break this level and continue to pump up. So that's what we're looking for right now. Yeah, but since it's already reversed off that imbalance, I kind of want to see it continue to push past it today. But we won't know until it does if it will do that. But the new 15 just started. So GA is pumping nicely. Like I said, I kind of want to inch off a retracement simply because it's been pumping well. I kind of want to see a retest. And by retest, I mean like a 15-minute candlestick retest here. So I want to see a red candlestick retest the level. Again, it kind of is unfortunately missed that entry, but it is what it is. Gold is breaking this level still. Nice rejection with the last 15. Again, I'm not against buys, but I would like to see a retracement first. Because this is the highest price it's ever been. At least that's what TradingView is showing me. I can Google this later. But at least that's what TradingView is showing me. This is the highest price it's been. So it's going to be interesting. And I'm not really anticipating it to be easily broken. And also last two times price hit this level, we saw huge drops to the downside. But price is slowly pushing up. Let's go back to Euro New Zealand. All right, so that's pushing back up as well. Indices doing their thing. Yeah, so we're not going to go too crazy, simply because the news today, the news tomorrow, and Friday, not just is a high impact, but also just from the past months where we had this news, I kind of know how it goes down on days like this. So price is going to be ranging. I'm not really going to enter right now. And also, like we just went over, a lot of pairs are kind of like price levels where they can go either way. So I kind of want to wait for a lot of these pairs to see what happens these next few hours, especially before New York session. But there are a few pairs I still do like. All right, the JPY pair is going for around 2. So we're going to see how that goes. Let me put it back on here so y'all can see. But yeah, we're going for round 2. So we're about to see how that goes. So while these are doing their thing, because I just went through all the pairs with y'all, and I just went through them again on my other monitor. And yeah, nothing's really changed. The only one that I'm kind of considering is gold. That's literally it. Currency pair wise. So GA is doing that red retest I was looking for. So we'll go back to that in a second. But again, I kind of would want to see price retrace down to here before the news, just because it'll make me feel a lot more comfortable and confident to enter the trade, especially if I enter the trade before the news pops off. What you don't have to do, especially if you're new to trading, because there is some risk to it. Yesterday we saw a good example. Well, last night, good example of the risk. But yeah, it looks like it's holding this low of support so far. But it is just the first candlestick above it. So I'm not going to jump the gun on that yet. Same thing with gold. I'd like to see a retest on gold as well. Hey, what's going on, Successful? Hello, Wade. Been following you on Telegram. You're doing super awesome. I appreciate that. How can TB1 be hit in the last signal you gave? Price hit that number. Unless your broker, every broker's a little bit off from each other. Some brokers are more similar than others. But, this is why I put these lines here. The green lines are to visually show where the TPs are. So when you enter, depending on when you enter the trade, you could not be blue at the first TP because you have to put into account your broker, spread, charges, and all that good stuff. So if price is, let's just keep it simple, right? Let's just say price is at 83.50 right now. Since price is at 83.50, if you enter a buy right now, you're not going to be entered at 83.50. The spread is going to place you X amount of pips, whatever the spread is. And if you don't know how to determine that or how to figure that stuff out, I'm pretty sure I got a video on that. Let me go to my YouTube really quick. That's a good question, though, because that can be confusing. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I made a video on that. Let me just double check. I know I went over this with the members a lot of times, so it could have been a video strictly for them. But I might have talked about it in this video. So if I talked about it in any video, it'd be this video, how to count pips. So I'm going to link that for you right now. All right, in this video, I go over how to count pips on funded accounts, personal accounts. I go over currency pairs. I go over gold. I go over indices. And I want to say I go over spread also, simply because one of the screen spreads right there. So I haven't watched this video in a while, though, but I want to say I go over spread and stuff in this video as well. So make sure to check that out after the stream. All right, but yeah, that's for anyone also. All right, so when you enter a trade, if you didn't know that number, so if you go to your MT4, right, and you're about to enter a trade, and right underneath that pair, it says spread, and it's a number. That number is how many pips away from where price is currently at that you're going to be placed at. So let's say, for example, let's just use New Zealand JPY. All right. So my entry was, what did I say my entry was? Let me go to let me see, 83.55. So my entry here was 83.55. So if my entry was 83.55, that means I most likely try to jump in at 83.50 or 83.45, which would be right here, which makes sense. So if the spread is saying, well, let's just keep it simple. Let's say I'm trying to enter at 83.50 and the spread is 15. That means I'm going to be put 15 pips away from the entry. So if I'm going for a buy, I'm going to be put 15 pips up. If I'm going for a sell, I'm going to be put 15 pips down. And that's how the broker makes money from the spreads and the charges. Or they make money from the charges and from the spread and all that stuff. So that's pretty much how that works. So yeah, it's still hugging this level. It's still respecting that support. So we're going to see if it can hold this level here. It might play around again because, again, we have major news popping up today and later on this week. And with the major news, a lot of the times price might just play around or range until we get closer to that time, or it might just do that until the news pops off. So that's why I said before, I'm not really jumping into too many trades simply just because of that. And because coincidentally, on these news days where we're going to see some violent candles 8 times out of 10, price is at a level where we kind of need that push, right? We can see right here that prices failed to close above this level the past 3 days. It's pushed and past this level. It's probably closed above this level on smaller time frames, right? But on the daily time frame, we can see that price has always retraced back down and closed underneath this level. So price is still bullish, but it's struggling to close and stay above this level. So the news today can either help price push up and continue to solidify and continue the uptrend, or we can see price trace back down to this daily level, and depending on how it reacts to that daily level, we could see price reverse back down to the downside. Which we kind of see happening right here. So we're going to see if we hit stop loss. We don't have a crazy stop loss. It's a pretty small, tight stop loss. So we're going to see if price can hit that. Or price is going to hit that. But if we look, so EM broke above that level. EJ is looking like that. So we're seeing a repeat of, what was it, Monday? Where the JPY pairs are kind of doing their own things right now. They're all moving kind of different. They might sync back up later. But we're kind of in the same boat. Same thing with GJ. Same thing. It's holding this level. It is bullish. But last time price hit this height, we did see reversal. Granted, that was because we was climbing up this imbalance from another news day. And it is holding this level of support so far. But we're not going to see what happens for sure until we get closer to New York. So yeah, today was the news. The news last night kind of messed up the trading plan for the day. I mean, not the trading plan for the day. Some of the trade setups, but that happens sometimes with news. So we see the New Zealand pairs pushing back up, which is interesting. Because again, we went for a buy. We hit like TP2. The news came on, and that thing literally tanked. Now we see price pushing back up. So if it holds this level, it can still be considered bullish. We just have a level of traffic here, and price struggled to break through this level of traffic. But we literally see how price Let's just do some math really quick. 97.15. Yeah, that's over 100 pips that it dropped down and now it's flying back up. Yes, it's going to be interesting. Let me unbold this. Let's just join the stream. Just entered one trade and drawdown on it right now. Me and the members, we entered 2 trades last night. Hit TB2 on one of them. We went for a GA buy. We entered before the news. News booked us out, and after the news, about an hour later, price flew back up. We're looking at another possible entry right here. And then we're in NJ currently. That's pretty much it. And then we're watching the indices, but we're not going to be entering these probably until closer to New York. Excuse me, y'all. My sinuses are acting up right now. Yeah, so we're going to see how these trades go and what they do. But while those are going on, we're going to be looking at these other pairs just so y'all can see what I'm looking at as well. But this is pretty much what's going on. The JPY pairs, they're probably about to sync up in a little bit. We do have a new 15 that just popped up. Then we have the New Zealand pairs possibly about to push back up as well. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting day so far. Definitely different from what you call it last Wednesday. So we're kind of almost right back where we started the day, which is interesting. Yeah, so it looks like price is pushing back up. So we could see possible buys if price breaks above this level to here, but I feel more comfortable with price if I go for buys above that level. But we could go for possible buys at this level as well. But this level here is kind of the same thing. Whether it holds this level of support or breaks below, you can literally go for buys or sell. So if price holds this level of support, then we see the uptrend continuing. But price breaks below and holds this level of resistance, then we can see the downtrend begin. So this is one of those days with the news where not all the pairs, but a majority of the pairs we're looking at, especially the currency pairs, they're at prices that can go either way. Now, granted, there was one pair that we missed. Well, not really even missed. We entered a little too early. But yeah, all these other pairs are kind of just ranging right now. Or like I said, they can go either way. So we're going to go ahead and delete this though, because it looks like price is trying to push back up. So let me see something. Yeah, I'm going to wait for it to break out of this box. Kind of like what I was talking about on yesterday's stream with the New Zealand pairs. I'm going to wait for it to break out of this box right here. So if it breaks back above this level, and this is what GN as well. So if it breaks back above this level, then I'll consider buys. Or if it breaks below this level and holds, not just breaks, because I don't just enter off touch and goes. Don't look for sells. So if it price breaks above this level, trees of support, don't look for buys. Or if price breaks below this level, that's reason I look for sells. That's going to be the game plan for EN and GN. Yeah, that's going to be the game plan for that, because I'm not going to jump the gun on those. I have to wait and see what side the coin is going to stay on. So NJ, we hit the first TP, it's rejecting that level. We're going to see if it could push back up. Again, we did a tight stop loss. Nothing too crazy. Then gold is holding above this level here. We caught this nice buy on gold yesterday. So that's what we're supposed to do, but I got sidetracked. We're supposed to go over how we did yesterday. So it's holding this level. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens going into New York today. Let me catch up to these comments though. In your class, do you show how to set up a chart in TradingView? So we're talking about my classes. I'm assuming you're talking about either my one-on-one sessions or the lives when I go live. So when I go live, when I go live with the members and students, is open. So like, there's a few things I like to talk about or a few lessons I have planned for the lives, but I always leave it open. So I'm always like, if you have a question about anything coming up at any time, ask your question, take advantage of this time. But if not, I'm just going to go with what I got planned for the live. So any questions you have, you can ask me during the live. So people ask me about the levels, we'll go over the levels. People ask me about the TPs, we'll go over the TPs. So whatever y'all ask me, we'll go over any pairs, anything like that. But in the past, I have gone over the levels. Like I said, every class, every live is a little bit different. Sometimes the lives are strictly just seeing if the news is going to do anything crazy. Other times the lives are, we're looking for setups. Like we're looking for setups live, kind of like what we do during the YouTube lives. Sometimes we do that during a New York or Tokyo session. It just depends what I have planned. It also depends, what the questions are. But yeah, so whenever I go live for the members and students, it's literally open to y'all. Y'all can ask me whatever. But every live's specifically based or planned on something. But you're talking about the one-on-one sessions, they're a little bit different. We go over everything in those. So the short answer for that is yes. And then we talking about the course. The course, I go over everything, not just the Forex strategy, but how to read the charts in general. Yeah, so we're seeing retracements happening. Yeah, so we're going to take an L on NJ. But that happens, which is why in the disclaimer, is why I post that disclaimer every day and why we don't risk your whole account. And plus, we had a crazy day yesterday and all week really to start off so far. So really that just took some of the profits away. It's not even messing with the base account. So I'm not tripping too much on that. So speaking of which, this is how we did yesterday. I got something in my eye. So we hear like rubbing in the mic. That's me rubbing my eye. So I do apologize. But this is how we did yesterday. We took 5 trades yesterday. So we took an EA sell during Tokyo session on not last night, but what's today, Wednesday. So Monday night, TP1 hit, we caught 5 pips. Took a GJ buy. All TPs hit, we caught 200 pips. Took an SPX buy. We took this one on yesterday's live. TP6 hit, we caught 1,900 pips. We also entered US30 on yesterday's live. TP3 hit, we caught 9,800 pips. And then we also entered gold on yesterday's live. All TPs hit, we caught 4,200 pips. Total 16,105 pips. We went 5-0 yesterday. We went 3-0 on Monday. So that's how we're doing so far this week. And the pips are impressive for one, but it's not even just the pips, it's the risk to reward. And I was going over this with the members yesterday. So the gold trade itself, which was this here, again, we caught 4,200 pips, but the risk to reward was 1 to 6, almost 1 to 7. So essentially, this basically means you made 6 times what you're risking. So if you're risking $50, you made $300. If you're risking $100, you made $600. risking $1,000, made $6,000. And then the US30 buy. No, this was from Monday. This was yesterday's US30 buy. So it didn't do the full move, but it was still 1-to-1, almost 1-to-2 risk reward. So we almost made 2 times our risk on that one. Then this was the SPX buy. So we pretty much 1-to-1 on this one. No, 1-to-2. So we made about 2 times our risk on this one. Didn't do the full move that I was looking for. And then what else did we enter? We entered GJ. This was the GJ setup from yesterday. So then I entered multiple positions, but the original position was a 1-to-5, 5.8, so almost 1-to-6. So same thing like gold, almost made 6 times our risk there. Yeah, NJ just hit our stop loss. So it happens. But again, from the day we had yesterday, that didn't even hit our base account amount. That lady just took some of our profits away from the week. So not really tripping about that. And then plus it's Wednesday. So depending on what happens, New York session, and then, we have to tomorrow on Friday. So not tripping too much about that. This is what it is. You're going to see if we can make that back today, though, later on today, though, because we still have literally hours in the market. But with the news days and the news weeks, especially the first, especially when the month ends and the new month's beginning, and especially when a new quarter is beginning and the quarter is ending, we do see some stuff like this happen. Usually, certain news days won't really affect entering trades beforehand, but news days like today when there's ADP, GDP sometimes, it depends on the pair, FOMC for sure, FOMC days, non-farm employment change days, and then there's another one because there's a bunch of different red folder news ones, but I'm listing off the ones where you'll really see different behaviors in the market. So FOMC, GDP, depending on the day. Now GDP, usually you'll just see if something's going to go down, it'll go down when the news starts. But what will affect the markets until that time, FOMC almost every time, non-farm employment change, unemployment claims, and then I feel like I'm missing one. And then ADP, non-farm employment change. I feel like I'm missing one more. CPI. It might be CPI. Yeah, but those are the main red folder days that will really affect the markets. Again, granted, still wasn't a terrible, it didn't affect the markets too much, but we did take an L on this one because of that news. But the idea was correct, though. So we got the retest going on. So we'll see if the retest is going to hit, and then we're going to try to enter off that. But if not, we're just going to wait for the next entry on another pair or that pair in general. Or we might try to jump in on EA. Because EA doesn't look exactly like GA, but looks pretty similar. It had a pretty similar Monday, then a pretty similar Tuesday. Then we kind of got the same thing going on right here. But pretty much same thing. Going to be looking for buys. We've got a good buy, possible buy setups at 62.50, or price could break above 63.35. Then we're going to look for a buy there. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, cool. Yeah, so EJ is coming back down to this daily level here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna watch these pairs and see what they do. Like I said, with GN and EN, I mean, they haven't really done much as of yet. And after the news, as you can see, price just really been chilling. This is most is done since the news candle. Then we see, of course, the indices haven't really done too much. They didn't really start moving until literally this hour, like the past 30 minutes. But we did catch some nice moves literally Monday and yesterday on them. And then gold, as you can see here, it's kind of just been chilling since yesterday. Hit this level yesterday around like 2, 3 o'clock. If it was even 2, 3 o'clock, I feel like it was maybe 1 o'clock my time. And then it just kind of chilled here. Didn't just break, it just broke above it literally this hour. But we got the 4 o'clock hour about to pop on. We got the 4 o'clock candle about to pop off. So we're going to see what that looks like. And then go from there. So we see GN holding this level still. So this would be a decent position for a sell if it can hold this level as resistance. Because it kind of did that move already and then just shot all the way back up. So that's telling me it doesn't want to go. I mean, it could. It's probably going to hit here again when news comes on. Or it's not going to. It doesn't want to go any farther until possibly the news. So it's either going to reverse based off of that. Because again, it's not a coincidence. It hit this key price level right here. Whoops. If I can click it. Yeah, hit this key price level right here. Pretty much did a repeat of what happened last time price hit that level, which was this day right here, which is a rejection wick, popped back up, then price held above this level for a little bit, and now we're kind of right back where we left off, about a month later. Yeah, so today's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting what the news does today, really this week, because again, with gold, if gold continues to uptrend, we might see some all-time highs be made on gold, which would be interesting. And then also with a few other pairs, if it continues to pump the direction they're going, we're going to see a lot of highs get taken out that have been respected or haven't been taken out in a long time. So it's going to be definitely an interesting week. Yeah, so today I'm looking for EA buys, GA buys. We was looking at JPY buys. We took an L on that. I mean, we hit the first TP, but we're not going to really count that because most people didn't make profit off of that. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens these next couple hours before the news. We got about 4.5 hours before then. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, but if price breaks, looking at GJ, price breaks below 143.45. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But this week, I kind of want to see price breakout. That's just me wanting an easy time on the charts, though. That's just me because who doesn't want clean looking setups? So that's just wishful thinking. But we're not going to know if we're going to get that until we get it. And then GN and EN, like I said, I'm just going to be watching these, waiting for it to break out of this box right here. Simply because if it breaks above this line here, then I'll feel safe going for buys. And if it breaks back below this blue line here, then we can look for possible sells. So that's the game plan there. But right now, it is treating this level as resistance currently. We're not going to jump the gun on that yet. So G8 is doing a nice retest right here. GN's pushing up still. Yeah, so we're gonna see what those do. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so we got a couple minutes to the next 5 minute. Yeah, but took the first L's of the week this week. I mean, this day. Does happen. Again, but just solely based on we're not even going to talk about last month. If we're just talking about this week alone, yesterday and Monday, the losses really just took some of the profits away. It didn't hit the base account because we're up for the day. I mean, for the month already. At your screen, that's the tally for where we're up right now. Well, we got to calculate the losses that we just took today. But the 2 days alone, we went 8-0 and we caught 48,000 plus pips. So the loss today on NJ and then GA for the members wasn't that bad. It looks like these pairs are going to try to push up. So we could look for short-term buys here to 73.60 if it holds this low. But I kind of like to go for bigger positions and bigger plays. But I can't see short-term buys to that level there. And then I'm going to pull up oil really quick. I haven't looked at that. Let me pull up the other source because it's a huge gap on that. It's a gap on this one too. All right, so it's a huge gap on oil that just hasn't been filled. This gap's been here since I want to say it's been here since Friday or something. Yeah, Friday. It hasn't been filled yet, which is interesting. And the price hasn't really broken that level. Yeah, oil's interesting. Yeah, so we're gonna wait and see what happens with oil too. So yeah, the oil's interesting. I wonder what's going on there. I have to read and see what they got what they're talking about with oil. All right, so the game plan for today, looking for buys. I'm expecting a retracement, but we do have a huge level of traffic in a wall that did get formed here since yesterday. I am looking for buys, but if we do continue to go up, we might see an all-time high for gold because it's the highest gold has been. At least that's what TradingView is telling me. And last time price at this height, of course, we saw a reversal. And then the second time we saw a reversal. So it's going to be interesting how today and this week ends for a lot of these pairs. So it's going to be interesting. But if I'm just strictly just looking at the structure, market structure, I'm looking for buys. But can't ignore that, once we hit 2050, things are going to get interesting. JPY pairs, we could see slight retracements. That's what we're kind of seeing right now. EJ is still holding this level, but we did take the L on the other JPY pairs. So we're going to see what happens. But as we see here, EJ is still holding this level on the daily zone. So we'll see what happens there. GJ has retraced back, is on this 4-hour level. And it's pushing up. So it's interesting. So we're going to see in a little bit off stream, because I'm about to hop off in a second, but we're going to see if that's just the retracements we see going on. We see the retracement on GA happening as well, which is kind of what we want to see happen. Because again, it pumps it did the news candle and then did the pump. So, and it just broke a new daily level. So I anticipated a slight halt, especially before the news, because again, we got news popping off in about 4 hours. So it's already moved a decent amount. And I'm not saying it can't go any higher, but you just got to think about the sessions and the daily candlesticks, right? It's going to be super rare that we see a candlestick this big on the daily time frame, right? Just like if we're on a smaller time frame, it's going to be rare that, let me go. It's going to be rare that we see candlesticks this big consistently, right? Because if we look at this candlestick, we look to the candlesticks to the left of it and to the right of it. Even these candlesticks aren't as big as this candlestick, right? So this is the majority size of candlesticks, right? So majority size of candlesticks. These are average looking candlesticks. So when you see something like this wick, or you see a huge imbalance like this is telling you something, all right? And that's another topic, but every candlestick is telling you something. So going back to what I was saying, so if we already see that this candlestick is already this big, and then we have these levels marked off, and then we know that it is London session, and London session just started, then it's like we got a whole nother session, and then we have news. So price is very unlikely to continue to pump up until the next session or until after the news. So that's simply why I hesitated to enter, and why I said I wanted to wait at least for a retest to consider entering. And that's what we see right here. But I am still leaning towards buys. Again, the news can cause price to do some crazy stuff, but just simply looking at market structure, I'm looking for buys on those pairs. We see the indices retracing. Again, that's no problem. We want retracements. We like retracements. Yeah, but it looks like JPY pairs are retracing down or reversing down as well. We see NJ coming down to the daily level. EJ still on this daily level. It's broke below it now. Yeah, so we're going to see what happens. Then AJ on the daily time frame looks completely different from the other JPY pairs. So this looks like the bearish momentum is about to kick back into place. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Granted, it did do a crazy run for over a week, because last week that thing literally flew up, and we caught the same amount of pips on the JPY pairs alone last week. But EJ is holding this level. So it's going to be interesting to see if we enter just a little too early, or at a level too early or too late, or not, because this is what the entries were. And then we see price the zone right underneath it. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what this next 15 looks like. Because if we just entered a little too early, that happens. The New Zealand pairs look like they're still trying to push up. So yeah, we're going to see what this next 15 looks like. This will be a crazy wick if it continues to push to the upside. What about NAS100? NAS100, pretty much the same thing. So let's zoom out. So just strictly looking at market structure. So if we're just looking strictly at price right here, we can see prices bullish. And then if we just want to go super recent, super short term, prices still bullish. Now look at the past few days, prices failed to make a new high, but let me delete this first. We have a new high here. It's failed to make a new high candlestick wise, like the next daily candlestick wise, right? So again, like I said, we could see some retracements, and I'm not against retracements, all right? So we could see retracements down to 12,970, and I would look for buys there possibly. Of course, don't just buy once price hits that level. You have to, look for confirmations and things like that. But I'm not against looking for buys there, or price can break back above 13,150. Then I'll look for buys there. But I'm looking for buys on NAS. I wouldn't really consider sells. Yeah, I wouldn't consider sells. I consider maybe short-term sells at price breaks below like 12,940. But for the most part, I'm looking for buys. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see retracements. What time you do your live? I want EST. I want EST as well. I want EST. So I do my lives every day, London session 3 a.m. EST. All right. So make sure to hit that sub button and that bell so you'll be notified. But also hit that first link, join the free Telegram, and I always post the link as soon as I'm live. But yeah, I go live Monday through Friday, London session 3 a.m. EST. And then I do Tokyo sessions in New York live. It's not a set schedule. I have to make another set schedule for it because I had to change a lot of things up in my personal life and then also the one-on-one sessions. So things are a little hectic schedule-wise there. But we at least have 1 to 2 sessions outside of London sessions strictly for the members and students. And looking at the week today. Yeah, so we'll go live tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, so we're probably gonna go live tomorrow for this news here. But yeah, it's strictly New York though. I mean, strictly YouTube is London session 3 a.m. EST. All right, new 15 just started. All right, let me catch up to these comments. Can NJ go back up? I just went over that, so I'm gonna assume. Well, looking at that time, I just went over that, so I'm gonna assume I answered that question already. Will GBP go up? You have to. You can. I can't really answer that question. GBP and what? What's the other pair? You can't. I can't. This question right here, I can't really answer that. What other GBP pair? GBP what? GBP AUD, GBPJPY, GBP New Zealand. Let me know what you're talking about. That way I can answer your question properly. Because you're talking about in general, I can't. So I look at pairs. I don't just look at a single currency. I wouldn't be able to answer that. If you're asking strictly GBP, I wouldn't be able to answer that. Those just joining the stream, hit that first link in the description. Join the free Telegram so you can see how we done this week so far. Did take our first L's of the week. but that does happen, which is why you always have to prepare for the worst, hope for the best. And by that, proper risk, you risk the same percentage each trade. And then on top of that, you have a stop loss in place, take profit in place, all that good stuff. But as you see on your screen, that's how we're doing for the week until today. So we was 8-0 until today. Now I gotta calculate that. I think we're 9-2 now, if I'm not mistaken. Still up for the week though. And then we just went over the game plan for New York. And I'm looking at a few pairs on my other screen right now. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Here it is. Yeah, but gold did slowly push up because, again, it did take a nap here. Slowly pushed up. Let me zoom in because y'all probably can't see that. And it's holding its level. So I'm not against a buy here. It's just going to be interesting. Like I said, if price does break this zone here, it'll be definitely very interesting. Any US30 analysis? I just went over that, but I got you. So as of right now, I'm not entering it. I have my levels marked off. I am still looking at, well, let me zoom out because US30 is slightly different from the other ones. So we're just strictly looking right here. We was bearish right here. Then we can see here for multiple weeks, price failed to make new lows, which caused a reversal, and that's when we entered buys. So we've been catching buys. Literally the past couple weeks, we've been catching buys. And then we caught buys this week as well, yesterday and Monday. So I'm still looking for buys. So I'm just letting price retrace. So I'm going to look for buys around 33. We're going to look for buys around 33, like 290, 33, 280. If price can hold that level of support, I'm going to look for buys here. If price breaks below that level, I still am going to look for buys because we have a nice imbalance here. So I'm looking for buys regardless. I would not consider sells unless price breaks below 32,850, and that's a few thousand pips from now. So yeah, I'm looking for buys on all these pairs. I'm looking for buys on the indices. Gold, I'm looking for buys. If it's not this level here, I'd like to see a retracement, but I'm looking for buys either way. But yeah, that's the game plan for US30 and the indices and gold. Yeah, EA just broke this level. Yeah, but our main focus for right now, especially in New York, is going to be gold and the indices. I'm going to pay attention to gold again, I'm gonna look for buys, and I definitely want to pay attention to it because I am super curious to see what's going to happen today with the markets. See if we're going to see a new high be made this week. But yeah, it looks like the JPY pairs are retracing down, so it's going to be interesting. We can still see possible buy setups. We're just going to have to wait and see how price reacts to the 4-hour level underneath, and then go from there. But that's pretty much it. Okay, I'm caught to the comments. All right, cool. All right, y'all. Appreciate everybody that's joined the stream today. All right, we went over the game plan for New York session. Again, we have news popping off today at 8:15 and then 10 a.m. Or we got ADP at 8:15 and ISM services at 10 a.m. EST. Gonna be back at it tomorrow, same timeline session, 3 a.m. EST. We have news pretty much the same time the rest of this week, 8:30 for Canadian and USD pairs tomorrow, and then 8:30 for the USD pairs on Friday. We do have bank holidays tomorrow for New Zealand and Australian pairs, and then on Friday, the CHF, the GBP, the Euro, and the Canadian pairs. Well, the countries, I should say, all have bank holidays as well. So it's going to be interesting end of the week. Looking at next week, just out of curiosity, got a bunch of holidays on Sunday and Monday as well. So we just got a bunch of holidays popping off. I don't know what for, but we got a bunch of holidays popping off these next few days. We got a lot of news on Wednesday. All right, cool. Let me just scan through this really quick. All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna see y'all in tomorrow's stream. Members, you already know, in a couple of hours, I'm sending the price watch list. Also gonna go over, went over during the stream, but we're gonna go over the trades as well, in that as well, because I know some of y'all weren't able to make the live or aren't able to make the lives in general. But yes, looking at AJ, it looks completely different from the other JPY pairs, but they are all moving the same. But yeah, the fact that it just broke this level and the way it looks, we could see this would be a good sell area right here. If it can hold it, stay below here. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. Again, I'm probably not gonna enter anything right now. Probably gonna wait until at least pre-New York. So about a couple hours from now. And I feel like I said there was supposed to be some news about the pop. Let me see. Oh no, I'm thinking of a whole different day. My bad, y'all. Yeah, but this is what I'm looking at right here on AJ at least. The other pair could probably do the same thing. But yeah, as you can see, this is the daily time frame for GJ. Looks completely different from AJ. And if we go, and the NJ is on this daily level as well. Looks completely different. So they all look completely different right now, but they are moving similar on the smaller time frames. But daily time frame structure wise, they all look a little different. So it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen in these next few hours. Oh, Easter, Good Friday. Okay, that makes sense. I appreciate it. Yeah, because I don't really celebrate holidays, so I don't really know what be going down. I just know when it's holidays or when I used to work, I just knew certain days I got paid more. So yeah, appreciate that. All right, y'all. But I'm gonna see y'all in the stream tomorrow, and we're gonna be back at it. So yeah, we're gonna make this money back today and tomorrow. I'm not really worried about that too much. Day trading and trading in general, investing in general, it's not a obviously you got to take things day by day, but it's not a day by day basis thing. It's definitely a long term game. Definitely week by week minimum, week by week, month by month, quarter by quarter. But we're still up for the week. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been scrolling through these pairs, so we might see my game plans for the JPY pairs might change, but besides that, everything else seems to be the same. But we're gonna see though, because we still got a few hours for price to kind of range and do its thing. So we're gonna see what these next few candlesticks look like. I'm still be on the charts, but I might not enter anything else, or at least not call anything else until a few hours before New York, if not until New York or until the news.